Hello again, Maus Werx fans. Welcome to another edition of Maus Werx Reviews. And for this review, I'm going to be working and explaining a new item. And what this is a called nano glass, and it is a very fine glass file. And what they've done is they've etched into the glass a grit, and it's used for filing just like a sanding stick, except it is rigid because it is glass. So we're going to give this a shot and go from that. But before we do that, if you do me a favor and subscribe to this channel and hit the bell for all the updates, I'd really appreciate it. And that way you can get all the information that I put out there. So just trying to get modelers a little bit of help and a little bit of insight into the modeling world. So now let's take a look at this new item and see how it works. Alright folks, first thing I'm going to try is I've got a 48 scale MiG-21 kit here, and I've started to glue together the cockpit area, and there's a part where I glued up here, and you can see how it's sticking out a little bit up on the top there, and then this is a little bit uneven, so we'll use that as our test file. So we're going to use this nano glass. We're going to use the clear one. I have two different ones. I have a clear and I have a smoke. So smoke should be a little coarser. So let's give it a try. So what we're going to do, we're just going to use this as if it was a regular file, like a flex file, like these ones here, which work pretty well. They are flexible, which is nice, but I was hoping to see what the rigid ones would do and see how this one works. So let's give it a try. So we're just going to put it along here, and we're going to just start sanding with it and see what happens, and see what kind of, they unfortunately don't tell us what grit these are, so just have to figure that out for ourselves. So it looks like this one is actually doing the job. So this is more of a polisher, but it's I'd say it's maybe a 400 grit. Let's try this one, the black one here, see how it works. This one's definitely more has a heavier grit. Very good cutting action, and very smooth. That it's glass, it's a nice flat surface, which sometimes it's hard to get that from some of those foam polishers. Okay, so that's cutting it down a little bit faster. They're still both fairly fine grit, so I'm going to say this is probably about a 300 just from the cutting action. So yeah, it works a little more like a polisher, but it's doing a pretty good job at it. Let's use it with a little bit of water and see what happens. Okay, we're going to use a little bit of water on this and see what kind of action we have. The water is definitely cutting this down. Now this would not be used really for a burr or a where you cut apart from the sprue, because these are a little bit finer, but you can kind of see how it's working. It's cutting it down and polishing at the same time, which is kind of nice. And we'll finish it with the clear one here. They're very close to being the same, but the clear is a little bit finer. Okay, so that's looking pretty good. I mean, it's getting it down, and like I said, it has a polishing action to it. Okay, so I'm ready to sand down this sprue attachment. I cut them with my single edge cutter, so it's pretty darn close to being even. So let's use the black first. Now that can be a bit annoying, actually, that sound. versus the sanding sticks. Okay, it's getting it down pretty good. Let's try the clear. Same annoying little screech, but it did get it down quite a bit there. So, yep. So, looking pretty good. Looks like these are working pretty well. Alrighty, Maus Werx fans, that's about it for testing of the glass files, and the results are very mixed. I do really like the fact that they polish and cut at the same time. They'll knock down a sprue nib very quickly and they'll polish the actual plastic out, so you don't have to go through multiple grits. You can actually just use one of these, either the clear or the smoke. The disadvantage, which is a big disadvantage unfortunately, is they make a screeching noise that drives you nuts. I tried water, I tried different angles, I tried different thicknesses, I tried it on metal, and it always makes this screeching noise that you just can't get around. And unfortunately, if you're not doing this by yourself and can deal with it, well, even if you're by yourself, it is very, very annoying. So I would say for right now I would pass on these. The regular sticks like these are much quieter, just a shush 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 instead of a squeak squeak squeak. So I mean, I'll keep them around for certain things. Maybe give you an update if I find out a specific purpose that they work better for. They are made for polishing nails, fingernails, and they don't make that screeching noise when you do that, so that's what they're for. But interesting novelty, but unfortunately not working out too well. So if you have any comments or have any points of view on this, please let me know. Otherwise, please visit my website, mauswerx.com, and check out some of my sanders, which don't make any noise. So thanks again, and keep on building some models, man. All right, talk to you later.